I'm going to show this
They were
time.
live.
Going live twice. And actually, I'm going to go live when I go home, too, and play video games with my brother.
You're going to be live?
Yeah, well, we're playing, it's what they call a Pokemon Randomizer Nuzlocke Soul Link.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So we're going to do that. Well, what it is you take the Pokemon ROM file, you put it into this program that randomizes, because the game is set to where certain Pokemon are in certain places. The randomizer randomizes all of that. And then a Nuzlocke is there's routes. Each route, you can only catch one Pokemon per catchable area. And if that Pokemon dies, then me and my brother, he has the game going at the same time. And if my Pokemon dies that's soul linked to one of his, he has to throw away that Pokemon.
It sounds like a cult.
So it's kind of fun. No, it's pretty fun. It's a common like gamer challenge kind of thing we're gonna do.
Hey everybody, welcome to Bwaaa, King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike,
and I'm Rusty.
All that banter about Pokemon up front. Hope you enjoyed that. That's a little special include for you there.
A little Pokemon action.
I've got the little iPad brought up here, and it's got, if you can see us on video, it's showing the Hill Kings podcast.
Yeah,
I want to personally apologize
podcast
to both of those guys for our iPad dying, but if you take a look at the iPad we use for our Zooms, one, there's gaff tape holding the charger together, many cracks in the screen, and it's been through it. It's seen some stuff. So it died at 1% at the end of that show, but I thought we did a good job. So we had a ton of fun, and thank you again to the Hill Kings guys. If you hadn't heard that, go back to Monday and listen to that real quick.
Yeah, you got to check them out. It was good stuff.
Yeah. What do we got going today, Rusty?
Well, right now I'm just in the process of pulling up some comments here. We've got a lot of YouTube action.
We have started getting a lot of YouTube content or comments, and it's because we've started putting a lot more stuff on.
A lot more stuff. The short form stuff that I put together and put on there has really went crazy. So in the last 28 days, I want to thank everybody that's on YouTube checking us out, because we've got 188 subscribers. To put that into perspective, for everybody, we had 150 at the beginning of April, and now we have 330.
That's great.
And before April, we had been active on YouTube for 2 years. So for 2 years, we had around 12,000 views total, with 150 subscribers ish, 130, and we're now at 330 with over like 30K views. So yeah, it kind of doubled and tripled in a short amount of time, which is awesome, and we appreciate anybody who's listening and driving that.
Yeah,
but I also noticed that the increase in YouTube has also caused a slight increase in all of the other traditional streaming platforms. I don't know if that's correlated or not, but that's cool.
I think it's just the fact that we do a damn fine show. I think that's what it is.
I think it is. I think it's a quality show.
As reflected in the comments.
Reflected in the comments I'm about to read. So I'll go ahead and start with the most recent ones to kind of work my way. I won't read a whole ton of them, but we'll read a few here. Bwaaa God Mode said 8 minutes ago, actually.
8 minutes ago.
Yeah, and he commented on the just wearing the dang old is Arlen, Texas. And he's
by the way, can I say
right.
something real quick?
Yeah.
Thank you to Mason. He comes up with a lot of those headlines.
Yeah. We appreciate Mason for sure for everything that he does to contribute to the show.
Yep.
He doesn't talk as much anymore, but
he's busy. I think he did 3 recordings while we were doing one show.
Yeah, he did. He did multiple things. He's wearing 8 hats right now. Literally has 8 hats on. I'm not sure why.
That has nothing to do with him working here. He just wears 8 hats at some time.
Yeah, he likes hats, fedoras, bowlers. So he looks like Marge Simpson right now. He's got like 8 bowler hats on. It just goes straight up.
He's got that Burger King crown hat on around them all to kind of hold them together. It's great.
So Bwaaa God Mode here says, I guess this is in response to where Arlen is.
Yeah.
They say, Temple, Texas. Shots of the show line up exactly with shots of Temple, Texas. I can promise you this, Temple and Arlen are twins. And yes, Belton is a rivalry town in the show, and Belton is Temple's rival because they are sister cities. They actually are butted up right against each other.
Yeah,
I think
you know what?
city lines touch
That
each
makes a
other.
lot of sense.
It
honestly.
does.
Thank you, BA God mode.
It does make
Never thought I'd
sense.
say that.
It does make sense. So we have another one here from 2 hours ago.
Oh.
CRS 204.
Okay.
I have never stepped foot in Texas,
Uh-huh.
but I found, and this is again on the same.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
Arlen
Yeah.
dangled.
Yeah, sure.
I have never stepped foot in Texas, but I found every minute of your personal rambling about drive times and whatnot very
Personal rambling.
helpful in picturing where any of this could be at inside of Texas. So in our ramble, CRS 204 here was able to draw inside of their head what Texas might look like.
That's cool. I'm glad we were able to help. And,
Yeah.
And you know what? If anybody ever wants to come on here and talk about
Just email me, yeah.
just where Arlen is and how you've never been to Texas, that would make a great episode, and we'd love to talk about it.
Yeah, so if any viewers want to be a part of the show, please email us at bwaaakoth.com, and be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on Facebook, on YouTube for us as
We
well.
are not inaccessible.
We are not at all. I answer comments pretty quickly because everything's attached to my phone. I answer emails pretty quickly. Instagram I'm pretty quick on. Twitter, I don't really get anybody messaging me from Twitter, but people from Instagram do. And CRS.
People on Twitter don't exist.
Nah, well, there is people, but it's I feel like it's more echo chambery than everything else. It's less interactive.
Right.
So I know at one point one of you said something along the lines, none of us would find it interesting, but I really did the whole way through. Thank you.
That's really cool.
Excited to have found this podcast. Well, we're excited that you found us.
No
and CRS
kidding,
204, we're excited that you're listening. The next two comments are quite negative, and I want to read the
These are
negative
the ones I
comments
love.
too, because these are the ones I truly love as somebody who back in the early days of the internet, I was an internet troll, if you will. I'd like to talk shit and rabble rouse online, but user RL1DP1HZ8Z says unlistenable. And also another comment from same user here. I don't think you understand what a trailer is. Also, based on the few minutes I listened to this, it's dog shit. You guys are terrible, and you sound like annoying dorks. Not the first time I've been called a dork. Not the last time I've been called a dork.
Right on
and it
target,
never
right
bothered
on the
me.
nose.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
never bothered me, so we'll skip him. Thanks, though. I appreciate it. Thanks for the feedback. Suck these nuts. All right, so
Hey.
Arthur Madison, 3396. That's our boy Artie. This is the Dangled Free for All Friday. He calls it. He says he really dug that episode. So thanks, Artie.
Thank you.
This guy's commented a couple times too. Outlaw in Texas. All right, so Outlaw in Texas commented on season 5, episode 6, when Cotton comes marching home. He goes, I thought Cotton met Dee Dee at the VA hospital. He was in bed and she walks by with a cart asking if they wanted magazines or something. She started treating him like a cute little baby.
She bends
So
over and he gets
he
that
calls-
magnification of her butt.
Yeah, he called out a continuity issue
Okay.
because in season 5, episode 6, I'm not sure, I can't really remember how he meets Dee Dee, but they have a different origin story than the Candy Striper story that we get in that episode.
Well, here's my deal with the recollection of how they met. You got to remember that Cotton is an old coot, and his memory may not be the best.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
that
true.
he necessarily did kill Fitty Men. I think it's just what he
Kill Fitty Men.
remembers.
Well,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
because I was alive to talk to World War II veterans that were in
Yeah.
my family,
Sure.
and the one family member that I was able to talk to about it, you asked that question, well, how many men did you kill? Like you're 12 years old, you're pumped
Yeah.
up about
Yeah.
war, and you're just curious.
Pumped up about
And
war.
he told me straight up, well, yeah, I don't know, I guess all 10, 11, 12-year-old boys go through a World War II
Oh yeah,
thing.
sure.
Uh,
What's like every
No.
man thinks about the Roman Empire.
Well, I'd asked my grandmother for, there's a book by a guy named Alan Bullock that did the entire Adolf Hitler's entire story
Yeah.
from start to finish. And I'd asked my grandma for that book, and she had a conversation with my mom, a private conversation, asking if I'm okay. and my
Oh,
mom was
wow.
just like,
Really?
my mom was like, yeah, he's not fascist, he's not, strapping up and wearing Doc Martens and shaving his head or nothing. He's just interested in World War II. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I get that. Kids go through those phases, and you don't learn unless you ask.
Yeah. Same guy. He had another comment. He commented on the 10 King of the Hill plot holes. He says the
Like
only issue, and he's talking about Boomhauer and his Texas Ranger stuff here,
Yeah.
is the actual Texas Rangers are an elite of the elite detectives. You don't just become a Texas Ranger. He said he was pretty sure that there are only 20 total Texas Rangers, but I went and looked it up
Wait,
for
what?
you. Yeah, well, it was just a quick assumption,
Yeah, sure.
but he said they're like super detectives. They solve specific cases only. Problem cases, not a very normal job. There are 166 Texas Rangers over 250 counties, and they're sanctioned by the state underneath the Texas Department of Public Safety. So, another comment. So we have JDMA. I can't even pronounce it. JD Matacarita.
Okay.
I tried listening, but I couldn't get past
God
the
bless you.
advertising for the first 6 minutes, so I gave up.
For 6 minutes, that's so full of shit. There's
Yeah.
not 6 minutes worth of ads in front of this thing. At the most, there's 2.
The episode that he commented on was me and you talking about Bwaaa and where to find Bwaaa. It was when I was doing the tags at the beginning where
Yeah.
I was saying, hey, check us
Yeah,
out
yeah,
here,
sure,
here.
sure.
So I don't really see that as advertising. That's us
I don't
just
either. It's
promoting
whatever.
our own show.
Whatever, man.
But that's
There's
cool.
a- hey, by the way,
appreciate it.
everybody look at your podcast player. Oh, look at there. There's a fast forward button.
Yeah, appreciate it. So there's another guy, Outlaw in Texas again. He'd been commenting a lot the last few days. They were in the dumpster and found a pack of cigs. So that was the
That was the comment?
that was it. Yeah, that was a
Huh.
cigarette episode.
Maybe that's where he was.
Yeah, and he was talking about the guy who voiced Dale passing.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, I was trying to get it to somebody that's not from him. Okay, here we go. 4 days ago, Christian B4, we were talking about ozone.
Christian before?
Yeah, Christian B4. Before what, I don't know. But it was funny because we were talking about ozone
Yeah.
that one day, and I told you about an ozone generator and all
Yeah,
that.
sure.
And he said, ozone is awesome. It destroys odors. So very astute observation.
Well, that's true. That's what's in Febreze or whatever, I think.
Yeah.
Doesn't it have ozone in it? So it gets rid of stinks?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I sprayed that at my dog one time. He disappeared.
Yeah. So
Stinky dog.
we've got a few really positive comments that I like here. So we've got Chin Tupples says, you guys are going viral soon. Y'all give me so much inspiration to do whatever it is you want on YouTube. I love this podcast. Thank you for the support. We appreciate the sentiment.
That's
Yeah,
sweet.
we
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Yeah.
Silent J 0420 also says something similar. Here before the blow up. Kind of interested in how this turns out. Maybe you guys could do other Mike Judge cartoons,
Oh,
history,
yeah. Would love
origin
to.
of the characters. This has potential. Well, we appreciate that. We're very well aware. I don't want to sound
Of
conceited or nothing, but we're very well aware of the potential. Sorry,
I'm not going to say about anything for me. I'm
We're-
not well aware of it, hardly anything.
I feel like we're well aware of the potential.
Yes, he could be. Yeah, he could have good potential.
More aware now than we were when we first started, but after doing this show for 3
Sure.
years now,
Yeah.
yeah, we're definitely aware of the potential.
We've been approached. Sure. Hey, did you know that Heck Dorland is only a character in 2 episodes? You remember the old guy in firefighting?
Yeah.
Right?
Heck Dorland, yeah.
It says that he was in firefighting and then born again on the 4th of July. Between these 2 episodes, besides being white and a firefighter, he is drawn completely different, has 2 clearly different voices. I didn't realize that. I don't put those 2 together. These 2 things were 10 years apart, so I guess you could say that they're very, maybe the guy's changed or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's a plot hole. There you go. Unasked for plot hole. Dale suspects John Redcorn is gay throughout most of the series. Then in another late episode of the series, it's Dale who is keen to John Redcorn being a ladies' man.
Ladies,
I don't really see that as a plot hole, though. I think that's just Dale being Dale.
Just Dale being Dale.
Bill Dauterive has a septic tank in one episode. Hank's new friend and almost doppelganger personally uses it. Doppelganger personality-wise uses a backhoe to dig up Bill's septic tank and have it replaced in the episode Not My Backhoe. Problem with this episode is in another episode, Hank, who lives next door to Bill, uses plumbing connected to a sewer system. This is pointed out in an episode where Bobby's pet snake climbs down the drain of the toilet into the Harlem sewer system. The guy says it's small, but it's still a thing.
Yeah.
I see that. And then, let's see, there was one last one. Another example where the later in the series creates inconsistencies. Hank buys a brand new truck in the episode Chasing Bobby. In the last scene, Bobby says, I love this truck. Hank says, I do too. When we get back to the dealership, act like we hate it. This establishes that Hank is cunning at negotiating the prices of new cars. Since he acts like he loves a new truck, he will pay much higher price for it from the car salesman. That is that I think that's something we pointed out whenever we did that episode.
Yeah.
That Hank goes both ways on the prices of these things. Like he wants to play the idiot so that he can get this, and then he wants to outsmart them and be there. I think I talked about how I do that with cars.
Yeah.
But it is very different all the way through. So there are some plot holes, but you know what? Hey, I'll tell you guys a secret. It's a cartoon.
It is a cartoon, and there are plot holes, but plot holes are okay. There's not going to be continuity everywhere you want continuity to be at.
No, and part of that is the studio system too.
In anything,
you know, it's a television recording in the studio system. I mean, it gets out of whack sometimes. We've been pointing that out for a while.
Oh wow! So we've already got a response back from Bwaaa God Mode.
Oh,
like I said, guys, if you post something, I'm pretty quick to respond.
Oh yeah, it'll be quick. Yeah.
I don't have much of a life, and my phone is constantly in my hand.
What did Bwaaa God Mode respond?
So I had replied to Bwaaa God Mode and said, I can agree with this. We have put it somewhere in between Dallas and Austin. And for him, it says, it's the rocket ship parks and the garage access and back access by paved alleys. Paved alleys are Canyon Creek and New Tech and Temple. Before the revitalization, there were tons of rocket ship parks. There's only 3 left, but one in a neighborhood that resembles Arlen overlooks a water tower.
Oh wow!
Okay, so yeah, cool.
Hey, Bwaaa God Mode, if you want to respond to him, tell him to send us some pics. I would love to see a picture of the Arlen skyline, but it's actually Temple. That'd be kind of cool. Temple's about 20 minutes from us. So that would be a real revelation if we pin it down.
That'd be cool. Maybe we could record live from Rocket Park.
Let's go to Rocket Park and Temple.
Just not Rocket Park in McGregor, because you wouldn't be able to hear the podcast.
Oh, because it's an actual rocket.
It's an actual rocket.
Yeah.
There's a live YouTube stream where they just stream.
Them taking off?
It's literally just a camera that sits on the landing pad, or not on it, but it sits off, looking at the launch pad. And
that's cool.
Every time I hear a low rumble, I was like, hey, let's go ahead and hurry and pull that up real fast and check this out.
That kind of stuff, we, here at Rogue Media Network, we run a live feed of just our studio in there.
Yeah.
And half the time there's nothing happening in that studio, but when there is, you get to see it. You don't get to hear it because that would be unfair, because people might say things that they won't cut out or whatever. But I had a guy text me the other day, and he goes, what the hell is this? He texted me about the live feed, and I was like, we just leave cameras on, let people watch. He goes, but to what end? I'm thinking, what? Who gives a shit? I mean,
to what end? To no end.
At this point, who cares? I mean, everything's freaking content, so who cares?
Yeah.
But if you ever get bored, go check out our studio. All right. Well, I think that wraps us up for a Friday.
That does it. That's a Friday episode. So now that we're getting more things to reply to and more things to do, Friday's more about you. So the more comments and the more emails and the more engagement that the fan base engages with, we're willing and ready to talk. BuzzFeed, email me and let's do an interview. Come on, BuzzFeed.
Tonight I'm going to see a band.
Okay, what band
in
are we
Austin?
seeing?
I'm going to go see Knower, Knower.
K-N-O-W-E-R.
Weird little band. Good stuff.
Barely Knower.
Yeah, exactly. You should look it up. It's a decent band.
What kind of music they play? Like punk?
No,
Rockabilly?
it's kind of it's got a horn section.
Oh wow!
Like
so they got brass.
Yeah, it's really
I like
weird.
that. So like a ska?
No, not really ska. They play. I would put it more in that punk weird kind of. It seems like 180 minutes.
Alternative.
Alternative kind of stuff. But they have this great video where they shot an entire concert in some guy's house.
Oh, that's cool.
But they're playing in like the hall and things, and on the first level of this house, they have an entire brass section sitting like in the garage.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then the guy at one point has to run down 3 flights of stairs to play the piano during the song. I mean, it's very
wacky.
well done. Yeah,
that's
cool.
wacky. I like that. Yeah. Well, I hope you have a good time.
We'll see. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us. Remember, you can check us out on Patreon. $3 a month helps us out quite a bit. If any of you can get on that train, we would really, really appreciate it. We love each and every one of you for listening. Even you haters, we like it.
I love it.
Keep coming at us. That's great. We will try to
just
answer
like it. I love it.
Well, I'm saying we'll try to answer it.
I love it when people tell me I'm unlistenable. That's awesome.
Also, just remember, every Monday we have our video on YouTube as well as Spotify. Friday we do the That Ain't Right episodes.
Yep.
And then every once in a while you'll get a special episode like you did last Monday with us being on the Hill Kings.
And
show.
you can also find us live on YouTube for our Friday episodes.
Yep.
Usually Sundays or Saturdays. Just keep
We never
your.
know when we're gonna
That's the
record
reason
yet.
why I say keep your notifications on Instagram and
I can
keep
tell
your
you next week it's gonna be
notifications
Sunday
on
also.
YouTube. Yeah, it'll be Sunday next week for sure. But yeah, so make sure you've got notifications for Instagram
Yeah.
and notifications for YouTube,
Yeah.
and it'll tell you
Yeah.
when we go live.
Also, if you're
So-
on Apple, go ahead and turn on those automatic downloads because Apple turned them off.
Yeah, turn on all the automatic downloads for everywhere.
Turn on
that
the automatic everything.
automatic
That'd be
downloads
great.
go.
We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
automize it all. Like, subscribe, follow, and hit that notification bell.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us once again, and we'll see you again on Monday.
Louis Vuitton, yeah.
Wait, Tanya, indeed.